you doing today, Nicole?
Hi, Heidi. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Today, we're really excited to have you on. As you know, it's October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we here at Lemongrass are doing a big promotion. So today, I have invited Nicole Parker from Breast Cancer Prevention Partners. And she is going to share a little bit about her organization, their mission on education and preventing all different types of cancer. So welcome to Lemongrass Facebook page today, Nicole. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, and of course for lemongrass support. We really appreciate all that you do, both the education and your donation, and we're really excited to be here this morning. So I'll go into a little bit about breast cancer prevention partners. We're the leading science-based policy and advocacy organization working to prevent breast cancer by eliminating our exposure to toxic chemicals and radiation. So basically, what does that mean for you? It means looking at all the different chemicals, ingredients, and all your products. We really try to change the laws. We're based in California, so we have a presence there, but we're a national organization. So we're really trying to drive that policy forward to help keep everyone safer. Unfortunately, at October, we like to call it a Bcpp Breast Cancer Prevention Month, since that's our focus. But unfortunately, so many of us have been affected by breast cancer. Currently in the United States, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed in her lifetime. So that's something that we're really trying to change that number on. And while there is a genetic component, less than 10% of breast cancers can be attributed completely to the genetic component. That doesn't mean we can prevent 90% of them, but it does mean that there's a big area where we can really help drive change. So the areas that we work are education and engagement, like today, policy and advocacy, which I mentioned, and then the movement of energies. And that's where, or sorry, movement of industries. And that's where companies like Lemongrass Spa come into. They're really helping educate, change ingredients, and give people option to safer products to use that are still great and work. And you can feel good putting them on your body. You can feel good if your daughter grabs your makeup. It's not going to hurt her or you. So we really specialize in safer beauty products, cleaning products, food packaging. One of the things we were talking about before is ditching that plastic water bottle and getting something reusable. And then safer workplace health. And then we're really working on some big systemic change products or projects. So that is a brief overview of what we do.
Well, Nicole, it's exciting work that you guys do on a daily basis. And you and I could talk for hours and hours because we're clearly on the same page with this. Lemongrass has been in business 18 years, and we have always strived for clean, natural products, and that is our mantra. And in the very beginning, I will tell you, Nicole, it's very difficult to get a lot of raw ingredients that were as clean as we would like. And we've done a lot of adaptations and formula improvements throughout the years because our ultimate goal is to create safe and clean products that's exactly right, that a mom would feel very comfortable giving her daughter to use on her skin or face, in the bathtub, washing her hands at the kitchen sink, all of the above, right? Yeah. And so we strive for that here. And so I appreciate your partnership because we're going to be donating $2,500 of our breast cancer awareness month funds that we're fundraising for this month. So one of the things that we were just chatting about is our organic mascara, for example. So tell us what you run across when you see and you analyze the products that are out in the marketplace today.
Yeah, so I was just saying, I was looking through the products and I was really impressed with the mascara. When you look at the ingredients, it's not even things you need to look up. It's, whole great ingredients, and that's always great to see. I think, one of the things that we're really looking to, as we look at ingredients, BCPP has a full red list of chemicals that we recommend taking a look at. It's an overwhelming process, I know, because there are so many,
Yes,
depending on
so
if it's a yeah, a cleaning product or, of course, personal care. I do recommend, using an app that helps a lot. Something like Think Dirty. Also shopping online, there's an app called Clearia that's really helpful to look through it. But two of them that, I think at this point, so many of us are familiar with are parabens and phthalates. That's something that I think is so many companies are catching up with now. And it's great because it's really through this legislation and through companies like Lemongrass really pushing for consumer demand. These, huge companies are really starting to get rid of that. So that is something to look for. I like it even when you go to Target. They on the SKUs on the labels they let you know. So that's always something. Another one is fragrance disclosure. Take a look at any label in your house. It could be a cleaning product. It could be your lotion. It could be your mascara. If there's perfume or fragrance listed, that could be anywhere between 20 and 200 ingredients that aren't disclosed to you. So it could be something as simple as an allergen. I'm allergic to this essential oil and it wasn't listed because it's part of the fragrance. Or it could be something like a hormone disruptor or a carcinogen. So that is always my first thing. Make sure you're shopping with companies that have complete fragrance disclosure, or that, are just fragrance free.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big one for us. Many years ago, we took out all of our products that contained any sort of fragrance and we went to only essential oils, natural plant extracts, or unscented. And it has been such a win for us because the demand, obviously, that people are becoming much more aware of. They want to keep the fragrances out of their homes because of all the toxic chemicals that are oftentimes contained within those. And so what I love what you guys have done is you guys created what I consider kind of like a starter guide that's on your website. And we offer one of these as well, but this is your safer cosmetics and beauty product tips for
Yeah.
preventing breast cancer. And it's very simple. It's just a cute little guide. I actually printed it out and I'm going to be carrying it with me as well. I've obviously memorized this, but there are some people who are new to this community, or maybe you're just getting started with reading labels and it can be overwhelming. So those tips that you just gave, Nicole, on reference guides are great. But the first tip on here is read your ingredient list.
Yeah.
Be in the know, understand what's going on, and receiving articles. Avoiding fragrance is your number 3. So that's outstanding. I love that. And then using those online tools as a reference, even if you can have an app on your phone. So as you're shopping, you kind of have a better idea. Because not all the stores will label it or earmark it, and it could just be a toxic brew of products that you bring into your home, even though the labeling on the outside might look, really natural, organic, or those types of words that are used, and it's not
Yeah.
always the case with all the ingredients.
Yeah. Well, and that's an important point too. The cosmetics and personal care industry is highly unregulated. That doesn't mean there aren't great companies out there giving you safer products, like Lemongrass and many others. But legally speaking, natural and organic mean nothing. Anyone can put that on their label, and it doesn't mean that it's safer. It doesn't mean that they're not natural or organic, but there's no criteria that really set that. So that's why looking at those ingredient labels are important. And as someone told me the other day, arsenic is natural, and do you really want to put that on you? Like, no.
No, you don't. Case in point, absolutely. So you guys do an amazing job of looking at the companies that are out there, helping promote the ones that are committed to safer ingredients. And you put out a breast cancer prevention guide with a whole list of companies to recommend to shop from. So tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, so Lemongrass is one of our sponsors in the guide for October Prevention Month. And really what we're doing is working with companies that are offering safer products to consumers and that support breast cancer prevention partners. I think so much of what you hear just on a day-to-day basis is don't do this, don't do that. we're giving everyone an opportunity to say, this is what you should do. These are companies that are giving you safer products. So in the personal care industry, we're taking a look at that red list of ingredients. We're confirming that the company isn't using them, or if they are, how they are. Sometimes it just matters how it's sourced or the size of the particle. That's above my pay grade in terms of the science, but we do take a look at the ingredients. So that is the big thing. We look for full disclosure that the company is giving its consumers. So not just to us, we're making sure that those people that are shopping from there get a full view of what's in each of those products. Another thing is full disclosure of the donation. I think a lot of the times, especially during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you'll be shopping through the grocery store, even you'll see like, oh, a percentage of proceeds goes back to a breast cancer organization. Well, what organization? How much? If I buy this yogurt, is it the full cost of it? Is it a penny? You have no idea. And so we're really looking for companies that have that full disclosure too, because we want the consumers to feel protected and really striving for the best standards possible.
Absolutely. I love that you guys are stringent about the guidelines that you put together. I'll be dropping in the comments when we're through today, Nicole, a link so that they can see that shopper's guide that you've offered,
Yeah,
because you
great.
guys have already vetted these companies,
Hmm.
and also just kind of the things that you recommend as well.
Great.
So kudos to you,
Yeah.
Nicole, and your entire organization for really being watchdogs. There's a lot of things that come out in the news, and there's a big one that came out in the news recently that you were telling me that BCPP was definitely a part of.
Yeah. So many of you may be aware that Johnson and Johnson baby powder had previously had talc in it. They took it off the market, but we found out that they're still selling it across the world to different, various impacted communities.
Yeah.
And, we're here to say, just because it's not the best for people in the United States doesn't mean that you get to sell it across the world for, maybe people that just don't have access to this information. So we've joined a global movement. We definitely, if you'd like to get involved with this or anything else, definitely check out our Action Center on our website, bcpp.org, and you'll see our Action Center. In addition to this, we're in 2021, we're really going to be looking for some national cosmetic legislation. It's a great time to get involved, learn more about it. We just passed a couple big bills in California that force personal care companies to ban 24 of the most toxic chemicals and also disclose their secret fragrance and flavor ingredients. These, of course, won't go into effect for the next, I think, 5 years or so. And we hope that it'll really drive companies to reformulate. But in the meantime, we're working on passing some national legislation so that everyone is safer. So definitely check out our policy. And it's just a really easy way to get involved, tell your local elected officials that this is something you want.
Well, thank you for that, Nicole. I really,
Mhm.
truly appreciate that. Yeah, it takes years and years to go through that process, but you know what it does, first and foremost, is it raises consumer awareness that
Yeah.
there are issues, and they can be their own best advocate by watching the ingredients, shopping from, companies that they trust,
Yep.
and really get an idea of what is contained in those product ingredient decks that they put on the labels. So this
Yeah.
is outstanding work that you guys do on a daily basis. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for including some of our lemongrass
Of
products and
course.
your vote of confidence in your prevention guide this month, especially as we're really making people more and more aware of how to prevent cancer in the first place and what they can do to reduce their toxin load. That's a huge piece of what we try to do it here at Lemongrass as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much again for having me today. And of course, for your $2,500 gift. We really appreciate your support and education and helping get the word out about our organization. And more importantly, how people can stay safer.
Thank you so much, Nicole. It's been a joy having you on today, and we'll drop your information so people know how to connect
Yeah.
with you in the future. So
Yeah.
thanks,
Thank you.
Nicole. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.